Sawadee-ka. Thank you for joining us on Newsline. We're broadcasting live on NBT, Radio Thailand FM 88, and also on NBT World. It's a Tuesday today, and the date is April 12th, and my name is Sandra Hanutsaha. Welcome to today's segment of Thailand Moves Forward. In our first story, Prime Minister General Prayut Chan-o-cha and high-ranking officials paid respects to Privy Council President General Prem Tinasulanont and asked for blessings on the occasion of the Thai New Year. The ceremony consisted of officials who gathered around General Prem, pouring water over his hands as the Privy Councillor gave blessings to all who visited him. General Prayut wished General Prem good health and strength and praised the Privy Council President for his many contributions to the nation. General Prem thanked the Prime Minister and his entourage for upholding the traditions of Songkran. He gave his blessings for General Prayut's accomplishments for the country. Police are gearing up for security operations during the annual Songkran Festival, placing their focus on accident and crime prevention. In accordance with orders from Prime Minister General Prayut Chan-o-cha, Deputy National Police Spokesperson Police Colonel Grisana Patanajaran revealed that police work during the approaching Songkran holidays will concentrate on the provision of public safety through the prevention of road accidents and legal violations. He cited last year's records as showing a sharp increase in the number of drunk drivers and motorcyclists without helmets. The police spokesperson added that the Immigration Bureau has been assigned by the National Police Chief to carefully screen all travelers entering Thailand and to coordinate with international intelligence agencies to keep out transnational criminals and ill-intentioned individuals. As for the police's home protection campaign, Police Colonel Grisana said the campaign is growing in popularity this year, with more holidaymakers leaving their homes under the police's supervision. He encouraged anyone planning to travel this Songkran to sign up for the service. The Ministry of the Interior has opened a road safety center which aims to solve traffic problems and prevent road fatalities. Interior Minister General Anupong Paujinda has urged the center to intensify operations from April 11th to 17th in collaboration with the general public and the private sector under the government's Pracharat model. He urged local officials to set up road checkpoints, designate zones for water play, and ban alcohol consumption. Officials have also been instructed to monitor known risk areas for road accidents and to ensure that public transportation vehicles are street legal. Meanwhile, the National Council for Peace and Order, or NCPO, has published its report on drink driving arrests for April 9th to 10th, which indicates 1,740 arrests, 1,540 prosecutions, and 174 license confiscations, with 3 cars and 25 motorcycles impounded over the weekend. The NCPO will work in association with the Ministry of the Interior and the Royal Thai Police in enforcing the rule of law during the Songkran Festival. The Ministry of Transport has assigned railway officials to better manage traffic at railway crossings to prevent accidents as more and more people begin their holiday travels. Transport Minister Akom Tampitiya Paisit reported that since the past weekend, people have already begun traveling back to their hometowns to celebrate the Songkran Festival. Therefore, he called on all related agencies to facilitate all motorists and study past mistakes in order to improve traffic management this year. especially on April 12th and 13th, when the roads are expected to be the most congested. In addition, Mr. Akom has instructed the State Railway of Thailand to seek cooperation from its officials in each area in paying special attention to motorists crossing railway tracks, as many accidents have occurred in the past. The World Bank has published its economic assessment of the East Asia and Pacific region, forecasting an annual growth of 6.3% and advising Thailand to implement cautious monetary policies to protect against external volatility. Sudhir Shetty, chief economist of the World Bank's East Asia and Pacific region, said the region's economy will expand by 6.3% this year and 6.2% the following year. Its growth rate, excluding China, is forecast at 4.8% and 4.9% for this year and 2017, respectively. Developing countries with the highest growth in Southeast Asia consist of the Philippines and Vietnam, followed by Cambodia at 7% and Indonesia at 5.1%. Due to cheap commodity prices, China's growth forecast has been revised down to 6.7% from last year's 6.9% due to its economic restructuring. Thailand this year is expected to grow by 2.5% due to the impact of economic slowdown in Japan and China, its major trade partners. Other factors include the slump in agricultural prices and Thailand's poor capacity for manufacturing complex products. Mr. Shetty advised Thailand to expand technological developments in the manufacturing and educational sectors. He also outlined cautious monetary policies that prevent the country from external fluctuations. The Commerce Minister has led officials to inspect prices at Machit bus terminal to prevent businesses from overcharging customers during the Songkran festival. Inspections revealed no price anomalies at the bus terminal's 20 affordable restaurants. Authorities also instructed businesses to clearly indicate through signs and menus the pricing of food and other products. Commerce Minister Apiradi Tantraporn said the move aims to create transparency and credibility while providing customers with competitive choices. Meanwhile, the Department of Internal Trade will dispatch officials to monitor the price of goods at all public transit stations and airports from April 4th to 17th. Failure to appropriately indicate pricing can result in a fine of up to 10,000 baht. Price abuse or denial of service carries a prison sentence of up to 7 years and a fine of up to 140,000 baht. The public is urged to report cases of price abuse at the hotline, which is 1569. A committee of the National Reform Steering Assembly, or NRSA, has offered its support for more public participation in the area of state administration. Chairman of the NRSA Committee on State Administration, Yongyut Sarasombat, said that the committee has made some headway in drafting laws and plans to accommodate the reform progress, which will conform to national strategies. Mr. Yongyut said that among these bills is a draft act involving the people's participation in all public policies, starting with a public forum to exchange ideas on April 28th in Bangkok. He added that the committee has been working on a project titled The Strengthening of Public Participation to promote good governance with a focus on public services. The chairman of the Constitution Drafting Commission, or CDC, has stated that the Thai people should be left to review the draft charter by themselves. CDC Chairman Michai Rachupan said that the charter drafters have already prepared 2 versions of the final summary of all key information on the draft constitution. The first presents important details of the draft in plain text, and the second includes illustrations for clarity. Mr. Michai said that these copies will be sent to the Election Commission for publishing and public distribution. Concerning opposition from political parties towards several articles of the draft charter, Mr. Michai said that he is not worried, but asked all sides to consider the nation's interests before their own. He stated that he believes the people should be the ones to decide what they think is good or bad about the draft constitution. And the organization known as Saksit is holding a Waving Street exhibition to promote traditional textile industry in Thailand. Newsline correspondent Kun Sutichat Den Praktham has the story.
The 7 Weaving Street, an exhibition to promote Thai-crafted traditional textiles and silk, opened on the 8th of April 2016. The event is an initiative of Saksit to support Arts and Crafts International Center of Thailand to promote local craftsmen and traditional textile industries. The center is hosting the exhibition on 7 Weaving Street from the 4 regions of Thailand, which include the provinces in the upper and lower regions of the Northeast, Northern, Southern, and the Central region. The first in the series of events is the exhibition from the Northeast, featuring traditional textile from province of Sakon Nakhon and Nakhon Ratchasima. Thai traditional textile, especially silk, are considered economically significant products of the various crafting communities in Thailand.
We focus on silk. There is no statistic correct at this moment, but anyway, we expect that for the export it should be more than 500 million baht. But anyway, since the silk product is more popular and known among foreigners, we hope that the foreigner will familiar with the Thai silk and will very comfortable in using the Thai silk.
The opening ceremony for this event took place at the Dongmyeong Airport. The event was chaired by Minister of Commerce, Mrs. Sapiradi Tantraporn. At this opening, a mini exhibition at which passengers can spend time observing some of the highlights of the larger event is also being held in the terminal of the airport. The actual crafted product as well as the masterpieces from some of the famous weavers from the region are also displayed in the event. The opening of this event was attended by ambassadors and diplomatic corps from various countries, many of whom later flew as a group to visit the event in the Northeast, the first of the 4 regions taking part in this exhibition.
I'm excited to participate in this event, and I'm really looking forward to see around those textile industries, particularly those silk weaving, and because Japan also has got some tradition, long tradition of silk weaving. So I'm curious, how different they are, and I already appreciate those, exhibitions over here,
Thai crafted products are well made and well known throughout Asia and the West. However, a lack of marketing ability hindered this economic development. The Weaving Street project demonstrates the national effort to improve this situation. Sutichat Den Praktham, reporting for NBT World.
And in other news, Chiang Mai Night Safari has recently introduced 4 lion cubs to zoo patrons and encouraged them to participate in a naming competition. The lion cubs, which were born on February 15th, are slowly being introduced to zoo goers until the cubs grow bigger and adjust to the zoo environment. They are currently staying in a restricted area with their mother. Chiang Mai Night Safari is also planning to have a Name the Cubs contest for the new arrivals. Further details of the competition will be revealed in the near future. Meanwhile, in Chonburi Province, Khao Kiao Zoo Director Suriya Sangpong said his zoo has recently welcomed baby lemurs, 2 female and 1 male. Their good health has already been confirmed by a zoo veterinarian, and zoogoers will have the opportunity to see them with the adult lemurs in the animal show area. And that is the end of today's edition of Thailand Moves Forward. Up next in ASEAN news, Phuket is holding its 22nd Bike Week. But first, here's a look at the exchange rates and also the commodity prices.
Pad Thai. Created from Thai wisdom, used to be served on banana leaf, and the banana tree is used for practicing Muay Thai. Muay Thai was trained in the temples, which can be found on the mountains, in the caves, or on the water, everywhere, just like Pad Thai. There are thousands of other stories to discover. Discover your amazing stories in Amazing Thailand.
ASEAN Political and Security Community. Prevent being deceived. Prevent being forced. Prevent being injured. The problem of human trafficking in children, women, and labor has been increasingly severe. Thailand and the ASEAN Intergovernmental Commission on Human Rights are working together to get rid of these problems in order to be fully accepted by the international community. One vision, one identity, one community.
Welcome back to Newsline. In our ASEAN news, the 22nd Phuket Bike Week has officially commenced in the province's famous Battong Beach and the capital district from April 8th to 16th. The event is being organized by the Phuket Bike Week Association in collaboration with several local offices as well as the Ride Thailand magazine, Phuket Big Bike Club, and Singha Corporation Company Limited. Phuket Bike Week aims to establish Phuket as a global hub for both land and maritime tourism, while promoting the province as the biggest annual motorcycle gathering event in Asia. The fair, whose theme for this year is ASEAN Ride Together, is split into 2 stages. The first stage is being held from April 8th to 10th in Battong Beach, and the second will be organized from April 15th to 16th in the capital district. More than 50,000 bikers from 30 nations around the globe are expected to participate, bringing with them more than 10,000 motorcycles. Members of the public can admire motorcycle parades as well as a motor show featuring collectibles and classics, as well as custom motorcycles and debut models. Other highlighted activities include beauty pageants, concerts, and exhibitions on global warming and road safety, to name a few. More than 4,000 migrants and refugees were camped at Greece's largest port of Piraeus, where Greek authorities laid on buses to transfer migrants to dockyards northwest of Athens, showing signs that refugees were on the move. The Greek Coast Guard said that so far, 365 migrants have been persuaded to board buses and leave Greece's main commercial port, with the ongoing operations aimed to move some 800 people by the end of the night. Elsewhere in Greece, over 11,000 migrants were camped at Idomeni, a northern border outpost where Macedonian police fired tear gas to drive back migrants who stormed the border fence in desperation on Sunday. Greek authorities are at pains to stress that Piraeus, which is gearing up for the summer season and a mass exodus of Greeks to celebrate Orthodox Easter, is not a home. More than 50,000 migrants have been stranded in Greece because of multiple border closures across the Balkans to the north, sealing off a land corridor to wealthy northwestern Europe, already used by 1 million people fleeing conflict and deprivation in the Middle East, Africa, and Asia. Bolivian President Evo Morales said that Bolivia will never again be a colony of Chile as their water access dispute raged on. Morales gave a speech at a public event at a police academy in La Paz, saying that in the past, Bolivia may have been seen as a colony of Chile, whose expansionist policies have caused damage to its neighbors. Morales said if their long-running dispute over the Silala River could not be resolved through dialogue, he would seek a ruling from the International Court of Justice in The Hague. Bolivia is already pressing a case against Chile in the ICJ, seeking to force its neighbor to enter negotiations to grant it a corridor to the Pacific Ocean. Landlocked Bolivia lost access to the Pacific following an 1880s war with Chile, but it has remained a thorn in the side of relations with its more affluent Andean neighbor ever since. Bolivia, which still retains a navy and wants a corridor to the sea to boost exports of natural gas and minerals, currently has low-cost access to Chilean ports. Thousands of dead sardines were found floating along the shores of Cule River in the southern Chilean region of Araucanía. Experts are still investigating the cause of the death. Television news footage showed masses of the lifeless silverfish more than a foot deep, choking the waters in and around the river shores and boats. At the weekend, Chilean health authorities began removing tons of sardines, scooping them up in baskets and loading them onto boats and a crane fork. The National Fisheries and Aquaculture at the weekend confirmed on its Twitter account the start of the operation. Local media reported there was an imminent health risk at Cule Cove, which surprised fishermen and the coastal community. Authorities have been removing the sardines to a dumping site and banned the consumption of the fish in case it poses a human threat. And that's all the time we have for this edition of Newsline. If you have any comments or suggestions, then do feel free to email them to us at newsline.nbt@gmail.com. You can also follow us on Facebook by simply typing in NNT, and do check out our website at thainews.prd.go.th/en. Today we say goodbye with a Songkran celebration in Chayapum province, where tourists and the locals are enjoying themselves in a famous creek in Taton National Park. For Newsline, I'm Sandra Hanutsaha. Have a great day. Sawadee ka.